is showing up on my feed non-fucking-stop,
dude.
I'm not clicking on it. It's just next video is him in that accent, which I don't know what the fuck country that is.
I'm not really that big on the internet. I don't even have a TikTok account. I just conquered the platform. I just looked at it and thought there's some land to conquer. You know, like the Romans didn't have to speak English. They just thought, fuck it, let's go take that. So I just thought I'll take over TikTok. Why not? Educate the world a little bit. So I conquered all of TikTok and then I conquered all of YouTube.
Andrew Tate is taking over the world and everyone is losing there. Welcome back to the Manosphere Paradigm, the channel where we learn to level up health, wealth, relationships, and hobbies. Today I'm going to be talking about Andrew Tate. If you haven't seen him, where are you? Are you living under a rock? You should have been seeing this man popping on your feed. He's invading. He's an invasive species. He's taking over YouTube and he is pestering everyone. Guys that do not want to see a muscular man that basically is taking charge, taking over, and telling people he does give a shit when it comes to what you think about him. People are losing their minds, saying they want to stop it. Stop it, Andrew, stop it. It hurts. Guys, I'm talking about none other than Andrew Tate. He is one of the very, I would say, very vocal Manosphere contributors when it comes to the space, and he is a very authentic and straight to the point type kind of guy. If you look at him, if you listen to him, you either going to love him or you're either going to hate him. And if you are going to hate him, it's probably because you are measuring your guns against his guns and saying, I need to get into the gym. He's making you uncomfortable, and that's exactly the way he likes it. That's exactly why he does what he does. He's a guy, he is born in America. I believe he has frequented the UK, and he is in Europe. I believe in Romania. He's been doing an awesome kind of, I would say, tour when it comes to starting off. I first saw him on the Fresh and Fit podcast a couple of times, giving some good insights as to female nature, and when talking to men, basically explaining to them how to make use of the tools that is available to them to understand their worth, and also to make sure that they do not just demand and believe they're entitled to certain types of not just opportunities and women, but that they put in the work and they become basically turn themselves and create the type of man that they want to they see basically in the future. One of the things that David Goggins always says, he always says that he created the David Goggins that you see today was the Goggins that he created when he looked back when he was overweight, looking at the future. He was looking at the new version of himself. And Andrew Tate is one of the guys that definitely encourages guys, and he does not lead by saying a lot of things. He does it by his lifestyle, the things that he does. Now, a lot of men, like I said, would be triggered by him and saying, this is the kind of guys that you are listening to. You know what? If you are someone that's put off by Andrew Tate, then to me, I believe you are definitely giving in to looking at him, looking to your shortcomings, and maybe saying, you know what, this is toxic. And you know what I like about Andrew Tate, he doesn't give a damn about what you think about him. And that is what we constantly preach to guys within the Manosphere. You have to be your own man. You have to stand up for what you believe. And if you are having people come into your life that does not respect you, that does not give you the respect, and secondly does not basically appreciate you having them in their lives, and taking you for granted, you need to understand your worth, and you need to push back and remove them, or at least remove yourself from the situation. I'm going to just go into one of the interviews that Andrew Tate did recently, and he spoke to some guy. I'm not sure. He looks very scrawny compared to Andrew Tate. But Andrew Tate, you will see him. He is muscled. He's got his glasses on. He said the last time the reason why he has glasses on indoors under the lights is in one of the fights he's a four times kickboxing champion, and in one of the fights he had his retina detached or dislocated, whatever the case may be. And obviously it had to be placed back and it had to heal. But he always has issue when it comes to being on the lights. Obviously, it's a bit painful for him to look, and he obviously starts squinting, trying to make sure that he obviously doesn't let in too much light and maybe give him headaches, whatever the case may be. So he's in my opinion, I've seen him now for more than a year. He's pretty straightforward. He is balls to the walls. He's got so many business ventures that he does, and he talks also in one of his interviews, he talks about FU money, where you need to get to a point and push yourself to make and compete to make a certain amount of money. Life is not all about money, but it sure makes your life damn comfortable. So it's always people that has money that tell you, you know what, money isn't everything. Yes, it's not, but you cannot continue to sit in your ass and do nothing. And he's a big proponent of you getting up from your ass, going out there, slaying the dragon on a daily basis. He's inspired me, and I am definitely going to, as when it comes to the kickboxing thing, get into doing some more martial arts and taking up that hobby again. I've done karate in the past as a kid for, 9-10 years, and I enjoyed the sport for what it did. I'm not a very tall guy, at least I would say I'm a short guy. And I have basically had to always defend myself when it came to bullying in high school and primary school. I always had been the one that was picked on. But whenever I was picked on, I made sure that I am the one that gives that bully a hard time so that he realizes, you know what, I'm not going to deal with that Bliksem anymore, because he's definitely going to be leave some knocks on me. I'm going to think about him tomorrow, and it's going to make my life uncomfortable. So I'm not going to deal with him. That is what I had to deal with. But let's go into this interview and check out how Andrew Tate deals with this guy called QXC.
You do not send your woman to fight. You have a duty as a man. And to sit here and say the tactics are different, I understand your point, but it's incorrect, and I'll tell you why. When the Titanic was sinking, no one was sitting there going, "Who's a better swimmer, you or me? Who's better in the cold?" Well, you know what, chick? You know what? You're a better swimmer than me. So if I get on the lifeboat because you're a better swimmer, that's bullshit. You're a man and you fucking die.
You know what? I can relate. When I looked and watched the movie Titanic, I was thinking to myself, "Come on, Jack, why are you lying in the water?" I mean, she's the one lying on the door or cupboard, whatever, which was floating, and surely you can lay next to her. But that also, the added weight might topple the floating cupboard that she was lying on, and she'd land up in the water. So not to take the risk, he was the one holding it stable and basically giving up his life for her, while she was the one that was out of the water, and she at least could retain some body heat to be able to be alive by the time that the rescue came and was able to pick her up. So that is what he's talking about, sometimes, and the mentality that we grew up with the self-preservation and this modern males nowadays that would not go the extra mile and would not go to the point of taking a bullet or even putting their life on the line for their woman. That is what makes women very nervous in today's day and age, because they see a lot of men that is not willing to do that, and that to them gets them to this point of not trusting that man. So let's just go further in this clip.
That's the rules.
Life wakes up every morning and says, "Fuck, Tate's here."
Yeah. Guess who it is? Hey, yo, Dre. I think.
As you can see, Andrew Tate, he's taken over. He's basically living his life unapologetically and not basically giving a flying F about what you think. He's going to live his life. He's gonna live with freedom, go where he wants to go, do what he wants to do with who he wants to do it, and he's not gonna be swayed by anyone that tries to shame him. A lot of guys look at this guy and say to themselves, damn, I'd love to be in that position and have that type of freedom. But obviously, not everyone can live this life, and everyone has not put in the type of work to be able to have this level of freedom in just living your life. The life that you want. To me, freedom is not having a bunch of money and having a hell of a lot that you can basically spend. But freedom is being able to have enough money so that you can do the things that you want to do when you want to do it, and have the freedom and of choice to do those things, like I said, when you want to do it, with who you want to do it. And to me, freedom, to me, is where real wealth lies.
They in trouble. That's the old school duty of masculinity, to sit here and say, well, my chick might be better than they are.
If all women are on the boat and nobody knows how to drive the boat will sink.
So, off the bat, Andrew Tate is explaining to this dude that what it is when it comes to the expectation, the burden of performance that is upon us as men. We gladly take it on because that is the role that we've been created for. However, when you listen to this dude and you see the way he performs and goes on, highly emotional and screaming at him, completely being a beta, that just basically shows you the type of mindset he comes from, and he would not basically put his life on the line for his woman, even if it is his wife. He does not look like the type that will go the extra mile in making sure that he protects not just his woman, if he has kids, to protect his family. God forbid you hear something through the goes bump in the middle of the night. No one is looking at the wife and the kids to go out there. You as the man are the one, and you obviously would not blink or think twice, because that is expected of you, and it's time to basically make sure that your family is okay. You're not going to think about it.
And nobody knows how to drive the boat will sink. If nobody's skilled enough to drive the boat, they will sink and die. You killed all of them. By trying to be masculine, they'll die. Congrats.
In the Titanic example, okay, there is no swimming. Whoever goes in the lifeboat survives. Whoever does not dies. As a man, our duty, yes, everyone, because the water is so freezing, you will die. So whoever's in the boat survives. Okay, that's a fact. You can't deny the fact. It's a fact. So yes, you're right. As a man, we sacrifice as a protective duty, as the rules say, for old-time honor. We die, the children and the females survive. You're right. But contextually, in the situation with the gun, do you understand? It isn't a situation of life and death. Yes, you're right. If it is a situation,
but nothing is guaranteed, Train. Nothing's guaranteed. Even if she can shoot better,
Los,
she shouldn't.
You
shouldn't send your girl.
Primitive brute. Let me finish, okay? Dude, let me finish.
Oh my God. There's no shot because of this fucking dumb. I refuse to believe that being smart enough to own a computer in this call is that fucking stupid. Okay? Let's say
you guys are on a hike. It's you and your girl. A fucking bear comes out of nowhere. Listen, we're not escaping this. So I'm gonna say run. I'm gonna jump after the bear and let the bear have its way with me.
Exactly. No one is looking forward to be the one that's going to be that's going to be the bait, was going to be eaten by a freaking bear. But if it is where the two of you and your woman, you on a hike and you in the situation where something is there is a dangerous or wild animal and you guys cannot escape, you obviously going to tell your girl to run, and you are going to take on the beast and draw its attention so that you are the one that it's focusing on and coming for. And maybe you'll try to see if you can survive, but at the end of the day, she at least got away. And you as the man has laid down your life. You are not looking forward to laying down your life. But you know what? That is what we do, because we'll get in between that wild animal and our woman, right? Because we will protect her.
Me, bro. I'm gonna die to protect, and she's gonna live. That's
Correct.
what I'm gonna do. That's my girl, bro.
I can't.
I'm gonna do that.
I can't.
Correct.
Okay.
That's it. That's what I mean
Okay,
by this.
okay, then-
And I don't
then-
care if she can shoot better.
Then
Like,
you
I'm not
are
gonna stand her to
both.
go
Then you're
shoot.
both dead. If the girl knows what to do because she has knowledge about the bear approach, or she can sing or talk in a
Everything this dude says is about every time he talks, he's speaking. Earlier they were talking about the example of when the woman, she is knowledgeable when it comes to how to shoot the firearm, and she'll be better able to shoot the intruder. In this case, now he's talking about if the woman knows how to better to approach a wild animal and has kind of experience in that. Everything talks about her having the skill, her having ability, and him being a complete pats or mampara, as I would say it. He's hopeless. He's useless. As a man, he's useless. He has no skill. He has no this wanting to protect. No matter having the skill or not knowing what to do or not, all you know is you're going to get in between you and the freaking bear.
way to make her survive. I shut the fuck. I point and I say, you talk, and then she says,
I'm gonna point. You talk. This guy's.
we don't run from a fucking bear. What do you think you are? You're a gladiator from the fucking
Let
from
Tate
the
speak. What
from
did,
the
what did Tate say?
1,000
What did Tate say?
gladiator. You're not a gladiator.
Hold up, X. Hold up.
When the bear
Yeah.
appears, you don't sit there and argue with your chick. saying, well,
Exactly.
you went to veterinary school, so you're better with bears, so maybe you can tickle the bear.
Yes, you do.
He's a fucking man. So what you're doing is this all goes full circle. It goes back to the very beginning of this conversation when I said when I make points and the internet they try and find little fucking stupid little ways out and bullshit, etc., etc. I was trying to make a very, very simple meta point that as a man you have a duty to protect your female.
Yeah.
And now people are coming along saying, no, maybe you protect her better by hiding in the bathroom and sending her downstairs with a grenade. That is stupid. You have a duty as a man to protect your female. It is your duty, it is your masculine imperative. All of humanity shows it's true. All of history shows it's true. And for you to sit here and say, if someone breaks into my house, I have no duty at all to protect my woman. If she's scared and crying, I might send her ass down there because I can't shoot. Shows that you have no intrinsic desire to protect or provide or look after that female, which is why you have no frame in your relationship. Which
Okay.
is why she
Okay.
Exactly. Number one, he's basically laid it out and gotten to the end point, which he makes that if you're going to be wanting to chat to your chick in that situation, you are putting her and looking at her to lead. When it comes to the relationship in itself, she is the one that is leading and she's the one that's setting the frame. If you as the man are the one that is following her lead and having her set the frame, you are already operating from a weak stance, and definitely you are not going to be in a good position, or that relationship is not going to last. She's going to basically take advantage and basically enjoy what you got to give her, or enjoy the experience for what she can gain from you. And if she's not that type of girl that will take advantage of people, she'll just walk away and tell you, it's not you, it's me, you an idiot. And this idiot is definitely, he falls into that category where he wants his woman to do everything, and he looks at her as though she's his bloody mom.
Send her ass to the club to get fucked by somebody.
Okay, Tate. Okay, Tate.
Conversation. I've wasted enough of my life.
No.
When you balls, let me know. But to sit here and talk to a man who thinks he can send his chick downstairs to fucking games bar men, I know I'm wasting my time.
Okay.
To be fair,
So yeah, for me, when it comes to that whole conversation, it was a very good one when it comes to the type of mindset that guys have. He's talking about a hypothetical, he's giving a very clear example, and then you will have guys on the internet that will jump in and say, oh no, have the girl hide herself in the bathroom, or at least you hide in the bathroom and she can go down with the grenade. Stupid answers like that shows you how immature males are today. I won't say men, I will say males are today. They are sitting in front of computer screens and they are playing games, and they are sitting there hours on end, not going to the gym, not going out and meeting people and learning and getting better how to talk to random strangers, making conversation, getting to know new people, doing hobbies that gets them into a social circle that they normally would not obviously frequent. But because of that hobby, they are getting to know people from different walks of life, and it also broadens and builds their network of not just a social network, but professional as well, and obviously business when it comes to building more contacts. So you have these guys that maybe because of the internet, they are making a lot of money because they can have podcasts and play video games, they can have live streams and make money. And the internet has basically negated that need to go out and put yourself in certain situations to overcome and to charm and to basically be challenged. A lot of guys are because of the internet, they are not exposing themselves to these things, and they are basically sitting at home, and maybe they are making a hell of a lot of money because a lot of them are currently doing that because the internet allows them to do so very remotely. They are not doing the things that has made men all these years, all these decades, centuries, eons. The things that has made men will not change, and society and women are attracted and aroused by certain type of men. Why? Because they go after certain things, they go for what they want, and they dominate everywhere they go. That is something that will forever be attractive to women and men that display those traits, and not just display it and do the fake it till you make it, but is authentic in the way they operate. It comes through in the way they deal with the woman in the relationship, where she'll throw whatever shit test at him, but he will pass it with flying colors. And if the situation is not working for him, or the relationship is not going in the direction he wants, and she is just not respecting him, he basically walks away. Why? Because he has options, because he's a guy that's in demand and he knows his worth. Andrew Tate, he is a phenomena. He is a phenomena that is either you love him or you hate him. But a lot of guys are loving him. A lot of guys are saying thank you for saying the things that we always want to say. And that in itself is also what the manosphere does. It helps men to find their voice and helps men to understand that they are not the only ones that are going through certain things. And if they find themselves in a situation where they're unhappy with the way their life is going, they're unhappy in the way they are, the way they look, the way their physique is, you can do something about it. And there's nothing wrong with feeling inadequate. There's nothing wrong with it, because what it does is it helps you to understand the gap of where you want to be and where you are, and the type of work you need to put in to get there. And again, I've spoken to, or when I speak about the movies and the movies that I enjoyed back in the day, I always, this for me, speaks again to that type of narrative of where the guy creates himself. And like I mentioned earlier, David Goggins, he talks about the guy that he is today is the guy that he saw in his mind, and he had to create that guy, chisel him out through hard work, early mornings, and late nights, and I would say no sleep. That is what I'm learning a lot. No sleep at times, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's all about sacrifice. It's all about continuing and pushing. And people like Andrew Tate is showing guys the way, and I love it. Now, he's not a guy that's married, and a lot of guys would jump in here. Yeah, he's not a married dude. You're a guy that's married, following a guy like that. What's wrong with you? Yeah, guys. For me, I always say it's about taking the meat and spitting out the bones. And in this case, a lot of times you always have to make sure that you take certain lessons that you can apply to your life to get the type of results that you want. So that was a video on Andrew Tate. He's coming to the YouTube space. He's gone into other platforms as well. He's taking over, and he's showing people the way. And he's showing them the light. And he's definitely challenging and triggering a hell of a lot of people. I'm enjoying his arrival, and I want him to continue his success and be better, and basically be the best version that he can be, which is Andrew Tate. Is, to me, I find that he's constantly I think he's reached that point, but he's constantly pushing himself to be even better than what he is, and it's a tough act to follow. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll see you out in the next one. Click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. I'm out. Cheers.